Hi, and welcome to step number 2 on how to play with vibrato. So in this video, we will not be needing our instruments, but you will be needing your right arm, a pen, or a random light flat surface that you can lift up. Okay? So we are going to be working on finger flexibility, and we are going to be doing this through 2 exercises. The first exercise is called curving and straightening. So before we get to curving and straightening our fingers, we are going to practice the motion in our wrists. So on the violin, it's going to look like this. So vibrato, you've seen it before, it looks like that rocking motion, right? Well, there's a lot that goes into it, so that's why I don't want you to have your instrument. I'm going to try to break it down as much as I possibly can. And also the vibrato I'm going to be teaching is called wrist vibrato. Because there are different kinds of vibrato out there. There's wrist vibrato, there's arm vibrato where you use your whole arm, and then there's a combination of both. I personally like to teach wrist vibrato to beginners because I feel like arm vibrato is more of a advanced technique. Okay, so starting with curving and straightening, pretend that you're knocking on a door, knock knock, and that already starts to look like the vibrato motion. So now, using those items I said earlier, either your arm or a pen, I'll start with a pen. Put your thumb on the pen as if you were putting it on the neck of your instrument. So we're trying to copy when we have our thumb on the neck of the violin or viola, right? So, and our thumb stays in place, it only moves when we shift, right? So, practice that knocking motion. Knocking on my box of tea. Okay, so once you're comfortable with that motion, we can move on to transferring that motion with our fingers. So I'm going to show you on my arm. Have your thumb resting as if it was on the neck of the instrument. Now instead of knocking, we're going to be doing that knocking motion but with our fingers, right? So on the violin, that's what that straightening and curving motion looks like. It's wrist motion plus finger flexibility. So wrist and finger flexibility. Okay, so go ahead and practice that on one of your items. And it's going to look like this. So straighten, curve, straight, curved, straight, curved, straight, curved, straight, curved, straight, curved. On my arm. And I'm most comfortable practicing fingerings on my arm because it kind of feels like as if I were practicing fingerings like this. Straightening and curving, and if you don't have an arm or pen, you can straighten and curve on another object. Okay, so that is exercise number 1. Exercise number 2 is glissando, and this term means to glide from one note to another. And it sounds really pretty when it's done correctly, but we're going to use this exercise so that we can improve the size and evenness of our wrist motion and the flexibility of our fingers, because we don't want to develop our ability to straighten and curve more strongly in one direction or another. So what that's going to look like is, again, have your thumb set, and one finger at a time, you're going to straighten one direction and curve in the other. So that's going to look like straighten and curve, straighten and curve. On the violin, that would look like as if you're going to put your finger down to play one note, but instead you slide up and down the instrument, and it makes that cool sound. Okay. But don't transfer that to your instrument just yet. I just want you to get that motion down. So practice straightening forward and curving back. With third finger, so straightening forward, curving back. Make sure you're able to do this with all of your fingers, even the fourth finger. Okay? And that is it for video number 2. Make sure to always think of your posture as well when we combine this in the next video. And see you then. Bye!